I bring you greetings. This is a special message of goodwill and congratulations to anybody who has graduated from an institution, especially an institution of higher learning. I want to pose a question. Which do you think is the most important day in the life of anybody who has gone through an academic program? I think I can answer that. The graduation day is one of the most important milestones in the life of anybody who has gone through an academic program, because this is the day that brings together the effects of all the pain, all the sleepless nights, all the sweat, all the stress that one has gone through. And this is the day that they are able to see their sweat and efforts being rewarded. This is the day when the institutions put in a lot of effort, a lot of resources, a lot of energy to put together this function together. Graduation day should be a day like no other. It should be a day in the life of a student or a candidate that is memorable. This is a day which should not only be memorable for the students, but also for the faculty who have put in sleepless hours, who have spent a lot of time making sure that whoever appears on the graduation list has actually fulfilled all the requirements. For institutions of learning which strive for excellence, this is a day that is held in very high esteem. Let me pose a few questions to those who graduated recently. Supposing you went for your graduation and found that maybe the chancellor or the vice chancellor has delegated that work to one of their juniors because they are too busy or have no time to look after graduation. How do you feel? Supposing you went and you found indeed that all the dignitaries are there, all the officials are there, the vice chancellor, the chancellor, the council members, the senate, the faculty, guests have come early in the morning, but halfway or 1 hour into the function, you find that the dais is empty because all of them have other things to do other than graduation. How would you feel? How would you feel if you went to a graduation as one of the officiating members of faculty? You could be the vice chancellor, the chancellor, and other officials, and you found that all the graduates, after their names are read, they walk out without waiting for their colleagues. How would you feel? I'm sure you would dampen the spirit of the graduation. This is a message to all graduates, all students, all faculty. Let us not pour water on graduation day. Let's not dampen anybody's graduation day. If you chose to come for the graduation, please let's strive to honor, uphold this as a very memorable day. Recently, I attended the graduation, and the graduation was for thousands of students, and therefore, as expected, there were very many things to be done, a lot of protocols to be followed, and I'm sure all the graduates would not want any of those activities to be omitted on their graduation, because this was their day. And because these activities prolonged a little, I made an observation, and I hope it was only me who made the observation, that halfway in between, when the graduates names were being called, after they were called, they were walking away just to go and stand on the side, take selfies, chat with friends, walk around and interrupting everybody else. And yet this was done before their degrees were conferred. How do you think the people who are seated on the dais felt? How do you think the service providers felt? All those people who spend the whole week, spent long hours, some of them sleepless nights, putting together this function and inviting guests. Parents were invited, friends were invited, dignitaries were there, officials from all walks of life were there to come and sit and watch and enjoy the day from the beginning to the end. How wonderful it would be if we all strived to ensure that we follow the spirit of the graduation. And the spirit of the graduation is to usher us graduates into the world to go and learn to be patient, to persevere, to be resilient, and to adapt. If I cannot sit through a graduation, the culmination of all the sweat, a celebration, a happy event, if I cannot follow it from the beginning to the end, yet I woke up very early to be there on time, and I didn't allow it to go to the end until the congregation of the graduation was dissolved. What was the purpose then? What was the purpose? I would ask myself a few questions. Number one, how was it? Did I persevere when I was reporting into this institution? How long did it take me compared to the time taken on a graduation day? Between the two, which one should I have persevered even more? Number two, have I learned lessons from sitting here for the graduation on the skills that will be put in me as I go out into the world? The world out there expects a lot from you as a graduate. You'll be expected to persevere. You'll be expected to be resilient. You'll be expected to be very patient. You'll be expected to report to work not later than 8 o'clock up to 5, or 7 o'clock up to 4, or maybe 6 o'clock up to 3. Let's follow up on the conversation regarding graduates' conduct during the graduation day. Moving forward, it is always good not to complain and not to leave things hanging. It's always good to get feedback. The feedback should be either way. So we need to know from the graduates, what do they expect? How can we improve so that the experience is even better? Would they want, for example, would they prefer an online graduation so that somebody can drop off and back at their own time? Would they want a face-to-face one but shortened so that it is 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or how long would you prefer it to be? Would you prefer having the graduation for only your faculty? For example, if you are in the Faculty of Science, you have a day for graduation of Faculty of Science only, so that if we have 10 faculties, for example, then you have a 10-day graduation. And in this case, then it means you are going to have your chancellor, your vice chancellor, or the service providers repeat the same 10 times. Would you rather have maybe the same model but 2 faculties per day, so that if there are 10, then you have a 5-day graduation week? Would you rather have a complete graduation where everybody is included and you have a bigger function, or would you like small bits of those functions spread out? Another question that we would need to get feedback on: do you value the speeches, and how long would you like the speeches to be? Do these speeches mean anything to you? Do you need them? Do you think they are important, not just to yourself, but even to the people who have accompanied you? Would you like them to remain there? Or would you rather just have something which looks like a meeting, the Vice Chancellor comes, reads out the names, and then dismisses you to go, having the power to read and to do all that pertains to that degree? Another question: would you rather have the PhD or the doctorate degrees being conferred separately from the master's, undergraduates, and diploma degrees? Would you like those to be separated, or you'd want them to be performed at the same time? Another question that we need feedback on: would you like your names to be read out, or would you rather have a quick one where you say from serial number 1 to serial number 100, those have been Bachelor of Science in such and such, or Bachelor of Arts in such and such, and serial number 1 to 200 are conferred with the degree that and that, so that the process is faster? Would you rather have the names read out? Would you rather have, for example, having those names scrolling down a screen, like electronic screen, and with no direct interference from the faculty members or the dean reading out? Would you rather have it just done electronically, where if you see your name, you stand, and then it scrolls very fast so that the time is shortened? Let us have your feedback. I would be very keen and interested to get such feedback, such data. I would call it a customer satisfaction survey, and this should be targeted to those who graduated and to those who are about to graduate. Those who graduated will give us a feedback which tells us on how their experience has been. Those who are about to graduate, who are in their final year, will give us a feedback that gives us what is the expectation, because it is also very important. Thank you very much. Let us look keenly and wait for that feedback. When this questionnaire is sent out, kindly fill and give us a feedback. Otherwise, you feel free to give me a comment on this video below at the comment section, so that we can collate the questions that we need to put together the survey. Once again, congratulations and welcome to the world of work, where resilience, perseverance, patience, and adapting are key components. Thank you for watching.